Welcome back to PFO-TV. I am joined by the lovely Chelsea Danley Rodgers, who is a SAG-AFTRA business representative. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Tell me, what does SAG-AFTRA stand for?
So SAG-AFTRA is the merger of two performer unions. So the SAG part is the Screen Actors Guild, and the AFTRA part is the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. So they merged a few years ago.
Okay, why did they merge?
To create one big power union. So, you know, our union represents performers. We say anyone that entertains or informs the world, really. You know, historically, the two had kind of separate niches, and as time went on and technologies evolved, the contracts started to overlap. So it made sense for everyone to just get together and, you know, create stronger contracts and ties and just one union.
How do you qualify to be a member of SAG-AFTRA if you even want to try it?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, no one's born a SAG-AFTRA member. You have to work under one of our contracts, under a covered role. It's something that you have to become eligible to join. You know, so you've got a production that's a SAG-AFTRA production, and you're cast in a role. You want to make sure that it's a SAG-AFTRA role. And if it's a principal role, generally speaking, you'll become eligible to join. You'll get a letter in the mail in a month or so saying that you're eligible. You can join, you know, when you're ready. You know, so that's one way, getting that principal role. Another way is getting 3 covered background roles in a production. And
those have to be SAG-AFTRA covered as well?
They have to be SAG-AFTRA roles. Now, the reason why I'm careful to talk about that is because in Pittsburgh, for film and television, we're outside of the background zone. So that's just something to keep an eye on. If it's a commercial though, background is covered. So, you know, we always say when you're casting something, just ask the questions so you know what you're getting into ahead of time. And we have great casting directors here in Pittsburgh that will inform you. But if you get that SAG-AFTRA contract, you're on the right track.
So what are the benefits for a production of using a SAG-AFTRA contract?
So, I mean, SAG-AFTRA as a whole essentially creates this industry standard, just like the other unions do. You know, IATSE for crew and whatnot, and equity for theater performers. So this creates that industry standard, which of course, you know, helps our actors, you know, make a living and protects them. That's our goal. But for the filmmakers and on the production side, it also creates that standard. There's a contract laid out for them, no questions, it's all right there. It also creates a little bit of, you know, legitimacy. We say, even the indie films, you know, I think 98% of the films that make it to Sundance are SAG-AFTRA films. So we have low budget contracts that help filmmakers use our contracts and our actors. Our actors are the biggest benefit to the filmmakers.
So you're with the Ohio-Pittsburgh chapter of SAG-AFTRA?
Correct, yeah.
So in terms of SAG-AFTRA's presence here in Pittsburgh and the decision to choose to join as a Pittsburgh actor, what are the pros and the cons of doing so? I mean, sure, the cons might be, you know, you aren't making as much or you aren't eligible for certain, you know, opportunities, but I guess, is there anything I'm missing with that? Because it seems like there's really only pros to it.
Yeah, I mean, we think so.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I mean, I like to put it as, you know, as far as global rule line goes, where you're committing to all union work. I think that it's, you're not necessarily working for less. You usually make more money when you work. But people, you know, as an artist, you hate to say no sometimes. You know, this is your passion. You're willing to, you know, work for free because you had to start that way. And so it's tough to kind of make that mind shift. So I think that's the biggest hurdle for some folks as far as making that commitment. But you're not working less. You're just creating a different standard for your work and how you spend your time and, you know, what your talent is worth.
As a member of the Ohio-Pittsburgh chapter of SAG-AFTRA, can you only be doing work here in this area, or can you head out to LA and do a commercial?
Sure, that's a good question. So when you're a member wherever you go. So
internationally?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So if you're casting something in New York, LA, Atlanta, wherever, you are a member.
Chelsea, if people want to learn more about the local chapter of SAG-AFTRA, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, I'm available. So just go to our website, sagaftra.org, and there's an Ohio-Pittsburgh local page. They can shoot me an email, give me a call at the office. I'm happy to talk.
Chelsea, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching another great episode of PFO-TV. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll talk to another great guest.